Hey there folks, this is Pogo once again. I'm back to my labour of love working on my Skyrim Symphony project, and I hope to do some of this on Twitch live for you guys so you can jump in, ask questions, make suggestions and stuff like that. So since my previous stream, I should probably wait for people to come, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah. Since my previous stream, I've managed to bust open the creation kit here. I've started actually injecting the dialogue lines that I've recorded for the track, and I have to make note of the IDs of each dialogue line because I need to call those using the console in the game. And I'm setting these up so that they only apply to certain characters like Frodnar, Hod, Arngeir, etc., etc. Janice the K says, I randomly checked your Twitch and you're actually live. Wow, cool. The Fates, that's fate. That's what that is. So this is the creation kit here. I've created my own little dialogue thing here, which I've called P0G0 Skyrim Symphony. Now, if we open this up and we go to play a dialogue, we open this. This is about 2/3 of the lines that I have here in my Skyrim Symphony track.
That sort of thing. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Keep a song in your heart.
So for example, keep a song in your heart. Let's have a look. Let's pretend I'm going to call that in the game. So, keep a song in your heart, there it is. I've assigned that to Pogo 8. Keep Song Heart, spoken by John Battleborn. And I'll need to either go to where John Battleborn is or I'll have to spawn him. So, if we go into the creation kit here, that's number 8. Now, I have not yet made a line for this. I've only started this process. So I'll show you guys how this is actually done, because you have to manipulate the creation kit to get this to work properly. It's actually kind of a pain. It involves using a temp file, overriding the temp file before it goes and saves the audio into your mod. Didoism, how's it going? Anomaly, how's it going? Dawner, good to have you guys here. So, for example, trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. I'm going to make a new line. I have to write here what the line is. So odds and ends, that sort of thing. Because the response text will help the lip sync engine to develop lip sync for this line. You can also assign animations to each line. You can tell the listener to do an animation as well. I don't know who the listener would be in this case, but I'm not going to get into animations because it means I have to open the game, look at the animation, close the game, get back into the creation kit, change things up, and it's going to be a disaster. Janice asks, are you not using social media anymore? No, I'm not using social media for a while. I'm just too busy. I'm getting and spending a lot of time here on my Skyrim project because there's a lot of research required. So I'm going to click OK here. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Now I'm going to limit this to the character. Where is he? Lucas Valerius. He's the general trader in Riverwood. I only want this line to be generated for that character in the interest of keeping this mod clean. If I don't set up a condition, then this line will be speakable by all the characters in the game, and that's just an unnecessary amount of processing and stuff. You actually break the game that way after a while. So let's make a new condition here, very simple. Before I called this line on an NPC, I wanted to make sure that it is, in fact, Lucas. So let's click on here. Lucas, there he is. Or Lucan. It's actually Lucan Valerius. Let me change that. Oh, no, that's what it is. I just said it wrong. Okay. Okay. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. So let's OK out of that, go back into it. Now, this is how you import your dialogue into the game. How's there? Telly von Karate. How's it going, buddy? Didoism asks, so you figured out how to trigger certain actions. Yes, I can actually take control of NPCs as well and almost play them as though they're my own character, which is super, super handy. So I'm going to click on this. Now, if we look here, it's created a dialogue file for this line for my mod, but we haven't imported a WAV file yet. Now the way you do this is you click record, you generate a dud, okay, which then becomes temp.wav. So if we play this, there's nothing there. It's empty. You can't import WAV files from what I've found. It just doesn't really work. Instead, I'm going to take my trinkets, odds and ends sample.
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Going to take that, copy it. We're going to delete the temp files that it's created, and we're going to rename this as temp, which tricks the creation kit into thinking that's the WAV file we've recorded. So now when we click preview,
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
there we go. Now it hasn't generated lip sync for that yet. It hasn't generated a WAV file for that yet. So let's click on save. And there we go. We now have yes in both the WAV and lip sync columns. And here we have lip sync data, which has then been filed into the Pogo ESP mod folder. Okay, so that is ready to go. We've told it only apply that line to Luke and Valerius. Okay, so when I want to film him saying that, I'll either have to use a console command to spawn him, or move him to me, or I'll have to go to wherever he is. Okay, so that line is done. And this list here is about 2/3 of all the dialogue that I have here in my Skyrim track.
Did they get fine so good? Copy it. Did they get fine also? Did they get fine if they can copy it?
All right, so I've determined that that voice is, I think we're going to get Alvor or Hod to say that. Now, you guys know how Pogo tracks are. I don't really bother with lyrics. I go for melody, and whatever they end up saying is just the way things are. Now, that's a bit challenging here because the lip sync engine needs to know what's actually being said so it can help generate lip sync data. So, what this guy is saying here is just gibberish, really, but I need to figure out something to tell the game engine. So that's what I've done here, and I've determined this is going to be spoken by Hod. Okay, so I'll have to create a line in the creation kit which will then have that. And what's cool about this process is I can actually inject whatever I want. So in this case, I've created a WAV which has that whole line in it.
Did they get fine so good?
Obviously, I've cut that dialogue together for the sake of my track because I like the melody against the music. But I can actually get the game to create lip sync data for that. And then I've looped it.
Did they get fine so good? Did they get fine so good?
Which is then this.
Did they get fine so good? Copy it. Did they get fine also?
So I can actually create a shot of, what's his name, Hod. This is the father of Frodnar. I can create a shot of him saying all of that without having to like have a cut for that word, a cut for that word, another cut for that word. You guys know how the Pogo videos go. It's all very choppy. This is cool because I could potentially do it all in one. And if I can get him doing a dance animation or something, which could go really, really wrong, it could actually work. And I could have one or maybe two takes tops for the whole dialogue sequence of the chorus instead of like 10 or 12 different cuts. I'll give you guys a preview of how else I've progressed with the track.
Keep a song in your heart.
I'm Duskin.
It's the Dove do.
I've actually added a synth here. This is Diva, very nice. Add that to the guitar. So I'm just trying to fill things out. And then I have managed to adjust the levels to make things a bit more dynamic here towards the bridge into the next section.
Let us taste of your voice.
Oh, things will get better. Oh, mill work sure is boring. Okay, things will get better for me.
Yes.
Oh, things will get better.
And on Twitch says, assuming the lyrics are spoken inside the game, why not use video recording software? So the problem is there is no list in existence that I can find for the life of me that actually has all the ID codes for the dialogue lines in the game. What's worse is there's not really any way of searching through them, and there are like 20,000 lines. So what I'm doing instead is I'm actually re-importing these samples that I've used in my track, and then generating lip sync data for that, because I need an ID code with which to trigger that line on a character in the game. So as you can see in my notepad here, if I want Ogmund, who's a really cool looking bard that I found, if I want him to say, listen, well friend, this next song goes out to the Dragonborn. In other words, if I want to play that sample and have him lip sync to it, I just type say space Pogo 001 next song. And then he will say that line. And I can also type in TAI, which will disable his AI, stop him from walking around. I want him to stay in place. And I can also use TC, which will allow me to take control of that NPC. If I want him to sit down on something, or want him to stand or crouch or attack in a specific place. So that's why we do it that way. It's a bit of a workaround, but it's actually quite empowering because it means I can now generate lip sync data for any vocals that I want. So while Trinkets, Odds and Ends, that sort of thing is a copy of the game's original dialogue, the chorus definitely is not. Like this line here, this is a chop-up of a lot of different lines for the sake of creating a melody. So instead of having like a video chop for every few words, I can actually just get the character to say that entire line because I'm going to be developing lip sync data for this WAV.
They get fine, so good.
So it actually, it's a pain in the ass, but it does actually give me some extra power.
We can show you the way, but not your destination.
Careful, Draugr. Damn it.
You guys might remember from the previous stream, I was having a hell of a time trying to find the Hagraven for that vocal section and getting her to say those words, and hopefully in that order. It's just not really possible. So what I've done instead is I've created an export of that vocal sequence. I'm going to import that. I'm going to generate lip sync data for that entire line, and she, that is Melka, will say that whole sequence for me to shoot instead of having to chop up video to generate the syllables, which I'm not a big fan of these days. How much Skyrim did you play to find all these characters, asks Anoli. I think overall I've played about 500 or 600 hours of Skyrim over the years. I think on Steam maybe only about 120. Xbox 360 was my jam for a long time. It's harder to trigger certain dialogue where you need it, says Didoism. Yes, that's right. And Jonas asks, when's the Fallout remix coming? Well, I have been playing a lot of Fallout 4, and I have thought to myself, geez, I need to make a remix out of, geez, what's her name? Uh-oh. I'm having a 8 p.m. brain freeze. What's her name? With the red hat. This happens to me every stream. Someone will get in there and give me the name. But she's got this really cool voice, and I thought it would be cool to do something. But not before I finish this project, because this is kicking my ass, and it's taking a long time. So, Piper, yes, thanks very much. Thanks, Janice, and Sestrex, yeah. I've got like 300 hours in that game. I can't remember her friggin' name. Okay, so what's the next line that we have to generate dialogue for? It's going to be arrow in the knee. It's almost pointless making this because the Whiterun guards have helmets on. You can't see any mouths moving. So this is actually almost... It's kind of pointless, really. But we'll generate this anyway. So let's copy this. That's going to be the ID code that I need to call this. That's... Oh, I've already put it in there. Okay. What we'll do then is we'll just take this dialogue here. Copy it into the response text. Does he say then I took an arrow in the knee or to the knee? Shit, I actually don't know. Let's just take a listen. It's not really important because he's not going to be lip syncing and all.
Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Okay. And I took an arrow in the knee. Okay, good. We'll make sure that this is only... Now, this is a problem because there's a lot of Whiterun guards. There's a lot of Whiterun guards in the game. So I might need to use a different condition here. Again, it's not important because fortunately Whiterun guards, you don't see them speaking. Yeah. Get is alignment, get is class. What classes do we have to choose from? Oh, there's bards, beggars. Oh, I could have done this as well. Do we have Whiterun guards? Guard Orc, Guard Imperial, Guard Sons Skyrim. That's kind of going over my head. Okay, we won't bother with this line. We just won't bother with it because he doesn't move his mouth in the game anyway. Keep a song in your heart. Now this is spoken by...
Keep a song in your heart.
Who is this spoken by? John Battleborn. Okay, so we have to get that into the game. So we type what it is, which helps with the lip sync data. Okay out of that. Make sure that only John Battleborn receives that line, which just helps to optimize this whole thing. There he is, John Battleborn, good. Okay, and then we get back into this bullshit. So, record a dud file. Alright, there it is. Make sure it is actually dud. That is the one we want, yes. Copy this over. Get rid of the temp files. Rename that to temp.wave. Make sure it is the one.
Keep a song.
Yep. Play it here.
Keep a song in your heart.
Good. Alright, save. Lip sync file, yes. WAV file, yes. Good. Condition is John Battleborn. Done. So now if I want to call that in the game, I have to go to John Battleborn, or I have to spawn him, and I have to type say space Pogo 008 keep song heart is what I've called it. Alright. Now here's Delphine. This is a very, very small piece of dialogue. I just liked the way it sounded, but it is very small and insignificant. It's almost pointless putting it in there. I've got her to say the word I'm 3 times.
I'm...
Alright, we'll put that in there. It's a bit silly, really, but it will help us. Okay, we'll make a condition here. Get ID. I think her name's Delphine. B-E-L-P. There she is. Good. Okay. You need to go back out and then back in to reactivate some of these features. The creation kit's a bit dodgy like that. Okay, we'll double click on that. Okay. So the cool thing about these dialogue lines is you can actually have them activate animations, but I'm not going to bother with that for the time being because it's a lot more work. Alright, let's get rid of these temp files. Record a dud. There's a new temp file. Take this guy, get rid of that one. Temp. And unfortunately, guys, this is just kind of how I have to do it until I've got all of my dialogue lines. Yeah. It's a bit of work. It's not unreasonable. Like I was saying, I pretty much have 2/3 of all the lines I need already. And the nice thing about doing it this way is I can consolidate multiple samples into single sentences, so I can... I don't have as much setup and shooting to do. You know, there's a lot of gibberish as well. Things will get better. That's spoken by Frodnar. Frodnar is the son of Hod, one of the first people that you meet in Riverwood, and I've used his voice, Things Will Get Better for Me, in a lot of tracks. You might remember Skyheart. You might remember the track called Things Will Get Better. That's his voice. And I thought it would be cool at some point with this project to tell the story of Frodnar on his journey to becoming a Dragonborn. I kind of like the idea of juxtaposing this imaginary journey that Frodnar is on with the actual journey of a Dragonborn. So when we're in the caves with the Draugr, we have Frodnar actually going through there, but then we also cut from that to the Dragonborn. So it's like we're kind of following Frodnar's journey growing up and his coming of age and all of that. Because the track is very much telling the journey of going from this little villager to a dragon slayer. And I thought it would be cool to bring Frodnar's father Hod into that, because you hear him say careful a lot throughout the track, and I thought that would be kind of cool. But it's a lot more work, and I'm going to try and keep things simple for now. All right, so here's our temp file. Good. We'll go save. So you can see there that it's generated a lib file, which has then gone and renamed and put inside the pogo.esp mod folder. Okay, so that is pretty much done. The problem with these streams is I talk, and I'm going at like half the speed I could be. Anne Feenstra, Anna Stream, how's it going? Good to see you again. Haley Mitchell. Good to see you, Haley. She says, if I did work that fast on my PC, I'd end up deleting all my files. Yeah, it's just a lot of work. It's just a lot of bullshit that you got to do with this, unfortunately. Machinima. Machinima is what it's called. Making movies with games. It's a bitch. Can you show one video capture? Well, I can show you some of the footage I have captured. Let's just hit play on my little ninja here. I'll show you some of the... So there's my most latest attempt before I started any of this. Actually, let's just play that again. I don't think you guys saw that. So let's just go previous. So that's like... This is before my workflow. This is before I figured out how to actually properly trigger dialogue. And I'm really pissed off because I really, really like that shot. I like how that came out. I think that's John Battleborn in Whiterun. I would love to recreate that shot actually, and this time get him to trigger the lines. Now that I have the ability. Okay, I got these crappy shots here of the flute, the bards playing the guitar and things. Again, he does have some mouth movement there, but it's not the lines I need. Okay, so let's go back. I thought this was quite cool. Got some drumming there. That's another bard. The guitarist who's kind of sort of playing that guitar. Lute, excuse me. This was kind of just buggering around. What I really need to focus on is actual dialogue. So what someone requested in the comments, can we see you actually pulling up a dialogue line? And I can certainly do that. Let's get Skyrim open. And what I've had to do, guys, is I've actually had to... Let's just save this and minimize. I've actually had to roll back to Skyrim Vanilla. We were using Special Edition before, and the problem with Special Edition is it doesn't let you create lip sync data, which is a real bitch. That's completely useless to me. So let's go into the game here, and let's hope that this works. We won't do window mode. We'll do 1920, 1080, 16:9. Anti-aliasing needs to be off because we're injecting our own E&B anti-aliasing. Okay, let's have a go. And I'm going to just show you guys how we're going to trigger lines. So for example, let's see, what do I need to know? If we go back in here, I'm going to have to find, I think, Ogmund, so that I can get him to say, listen, well, friend, this next song goes out to the Dragonborn. So I'll show you how this works. I'm basically just going to need to type that in, pretty much. Oh, and actually, I will need to spawn Ogmund as well. So I've put the spawn codes up here. I think it's either the reference code or the base ID. We'll find out. Let's crack this puppy. Yeah, the depth of field came out really well. That's the Marty McFly depth of field engine. It's just amazing that some of these guys do this stuff for free. This is looking a little stodgy, if I'm being honest. Oh, no, there we go. So that means you have to recreate the realism in the original version. Yes, unfortunately that's the case, Nico. Yeah. I thought I could import my E&B settings, but I can't because the whole engine is actually quite different. All the lighting has in fact been overhauled for the SE version, which is kind of no good if you're trying to cross your old settings over. So let's get out of here. Let's go back to Riverwood, just because it's home. We're all familiar. Well, if it crashes, it crashes. Alright, so I don't like this sky. Let's change the weather to clear. There we go. That's a bit nicer. So this is with ENB once again applied. These are settings that I've customized. If we go in here and we disable ENB, that's how vanilla Skyrim looks. So let's get a view there for you. And then we re-enable. And that's how we're looking again. All right. So now Alvor is dead, unfortunately. This happened in my game. I don't know how that happened. I think it may have been a dragon. I will need him for dialogue, but that's okay. I can just spawn him. I can actually delete that, and I can make a new Alvor and trigger dialogue on him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and spawn Ogmund, who's the bard that I've chosen to speak the intro line for my Skyrim track. Now, Skyrim doesn't like me alt-tabbing. Yeah, it really doesn't. I should have put this in an Evernote for my laptop, actually. Anyway, so what we need to do is we need to go player.place@me. Now, one of these codes is the one that I need, Ogmund. Let's try the reference code first. 00198 F4. Yeah, Skyrim does not like alt-tabbing. I think I may, for demonstration purposes anyway, I may have to just do this in a window. I've always been quite amazed at how buggy Bethesda games actually are. Because honestly, most games have absolutely no problem. What was that code again? Shit. 000. No, I've already fucking forgotten it. Alright. Yeah, this isn't going to work. 00198 F4. For fuck's sake, I'm just going to write that down. I need to put this in an Evernote somewhere. Ha! This video is going to take me the rest of my life at this rate. Especially if the game keeps doing this. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I remember this being a big problem back in the day. And evidently they haven't patched it. Come on. Come on. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. Player.place@me 000198 F4. Nope, it's going to be the other code. Nick, buddy, you need to put these into an Evernote, pal. You can't be alt-tabbing like this. 000133 AD. Alright, let's wrestle some more. Anyway, let's see what people are saying in the comments in the meantime. Bethesda doesn't like alt-tabbing. No, evidently they don't. Evidently they don't. Maybe I should be doing this in windowed mode. I find that I don't get the same FPS. Okay, let's try this. Player.place@me 000133 AD. Right, there's Ogmund. Now Ogmund's going to move around a lot, which I don't want. I'm going to disable AI.
Are just old memories that help the mead go down quicker.
So there's Ogmund. He's going to be the guy who I've decided to speak my introduction line. So, let me just... Oh, no, that's turned up already. So, what I should be able to do is click on him, type say, space, P0G0001. It Might be 0, actually. It might be the number 0. Next song. Might help if AI is on. Oh, no, I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. When you make a mod, when you adjust a mod, you have to save your game file. Then you have to load it again. That's what you have to do. So let's just save this. Load it. Okay. Wow. It's been like 5 minutes just to get this working. Map. Riverwood. Whoa, that weather sucks. Let's change that. Alright. Let's try this again. Player.place. If this doesn't work, then I've done something wrong, because it was working yesterday. Alright, there's Ogmund. Let's turn off his AI. I don't want him pissing around. And let's try this again. Say P0G0 001, next song.
Listen well, friend. This next song goes out to the Dragonborn.
So there we go. Now, his lip sync data, for whatever reason, turns out to be like a whole second late. That's not really a problem, because I don't need the sound from the game. I just need the video. Now, to get him to say that line again, actually what I'll do is I'll just turn off all the other sound in the game, because it's all just unnecessary. Come on, you're a slider. You're supposed to slide. Buggy shit. Right, so now let's try this again. Let's get AI back on. Okay, because you need to turn AI on for him to trigger dialogue lines. Get the fuck out of my way, chicken. Say... Let's test this again.
Listen well, friend. This next song goes out to the Dragonborn.
Okay, so yeah, look, the lip sync data is like a whole second or two behind the actual audio, but that's not a big problem. What's important is that I am able to get a shot of this guy actually saying 2 lines that I've cut together for the intro of my Skyrim track. So what we would do is we would re-enable depth of field, for example. We would change focus distance, or at least we'll have an attempt. Okay. We kind of want to get, I don't know, let's try FOV 30. Let's pretend we're doing a shot like this. He's not very sharp, so let's adjust this somewhat. Make sure that we've got him well within the near blur curve. Okay. Now, I don't know what happens if you set the game speed to half speed. I imagine the lip sync will probably be half the speed as well. At least for us, it's tearing like crazy. Oh, is that? Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. You are getting tearing. I did disable VSync for testing purposes, yes. And thanks for pointing that out, because that's actually going through to my recorder, which is not what we want. I usually have VSync off because I like to play in 120 Hz. The reason I hate VSync is because it adds so much input lag. And at 120 Hz, you know, you don't get any tearing, so you don't need VSync on. So here we are. Let's pretend this is the shot we want. Turn off the interface. Pull up our previous command. Actually, we might need to just re-enable AI again, because unfortunately you do kind of need AI on to trigger dialogue lines. So, for example, if I wanted to record this, I would click Augment, get that. That's the feedback data, which tells us it has called the dialogue line and it is actually going to trigger it. We'll turn off the interface. I'll hit record on my Ninja, and
Listen well, friend.
there he
This
is,
next song goes out to the Dragonborn.
lip syncing to the sample, albeit 2 seconds late behind the audio, but that's not a problem, really, because this isn't a mod. This is, I just need a visual of him physically saying that line. Now, here's the other cool thing that I can do. Let's say I want this guy somewhere else. Let's say I want him somewhere specific. I can click on him in the console. Let me actually just pull out here first. Click on him in the console. I can click TC, and now I'm controlling... might help if I turn AI on first. Now I'm controlling Augment. Unfortunately, it means I control my player as well. It looks like I'm about to send my player to a drowning death. Yeah, I'm not sure there's much I can do about that, really. If I click TFC, I can move the camera separately now. But this is cool because I can now get non-playable characters into specific positions. It just means, unfortunately, I'm controlling my player as well, which kind of sucks. I wonder if there's a way to disable that. You know, so I can, like, line him up somewhere specifically. So that's how we're going to do that, guys. And it's, yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. I just need to remember to save and load once I've finished importing all my dialogue lines. I think the dialogue will be slow as well, says Nico. Yeah, I think it would be if we changed the game speed, which is no good. Haley says, I know they put mods on Skyrim. I now play it on the PS4, not the PC. Yeah, it's a good console game. How does it lip sync with the mashed up audio lines? Must be a nice engine. Well, it just generates lip sync data. You just have to type in what the mashed up lines are. For example, here, it's all gibberish. It's purely a focus on melody, but presumably HOD will say that visually. But what I need to do first is I need to finish importing my dialogue lines here, because that's kind of my first step. And then once I've finished those lines, I can get to work on actually filming them. Well, that's a really small window. Holy shit. That's a very small window. Oh, there we go. Okay. So here we go. I've got 28. No, I've got 32 lines currently imported. So let's see. We're up to this guy. Dusk. So Dusk, where is that?
Talk to me, millwork, okay. Talk to me, father was up. Talk to me, okay. Things will get better for me.
Where's Dusk?
They get fine, so good. That be it. Keep a song in your heart.
I'm dusk and
There.
dusk and dusk and
So that, I've determined, is spoken by a dark female elf. A dark elf. So, let's see what I'm going to have. Her name is Janassa. She's actually one of your companions that you can have. So this is dialogue line number 10. We need to make a new one here. I've gotten her to say it twice, just so that I give myself a bit of time
dusk and dusk and
to actually shoot it properly. All right, so let's do that. That's pretty much what she's saying. Okay, out of there. Right, now we want to restrict this line to Janassa. So let's pull up, assuming Janassa's in here. Shit, maybe she's not. Object ID, get is ID. Have I spelt Janassa wrong? I think it's Janassa, isn't it? Janassa. Let's just go to the J's. They've got J-E-S, J-E-R. I'm not seeing any J-E-N's. That's interesting. Let's see if we have Janassa, Skyrim NPC. Huh. Interesting. It is indeed J-E-N. So why is she not in here? That's weird. Yeah. Okay, well, what else we can do is we can restrict this not to a specific character, but to a race. So we can do race. I think she's a dark elf. dark elf race, I'm pretty sure. And then just to help refine things further, we'll go get is sex. Female. So that all the female dark elves in the game will be able to say this line, which is actually kind of handy, really, because it gives me some choice. All right, well, okay out of there. Anno says the FL playlist is such a good tool for plunderphonics. The manipulation of samples is a breeze. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's great. Ableton's good like that too, but I find Ableton feels a bit more like you're editing a video or something. Have you done any other videos that required this much work? Yeah, the Star Trek vid was a lot of work. Borderlands as well. Borderlands 1 and 2, which I did for Gearbox software, was a lot of work because I had to hack that thing open. And I had to change the camera. Kind of what I'm doing here, but this is a lot more complicated. Okay, so now we just need to take care of the audio for this. We'll go in there. So those are all the NPCs in the game that are female and dark elves. There's actually not many. It's very, very interesting. I hope this doesn't break my game. Anyway, let's get rid of the old temp files. Record a new one. Okay. Let's get him in there. Oops, let's get rid of that one first. I was watching Event Horizon the other day on Netflix. Really good sci-fi from the 90s. It's got Sam Neill and it's got Lawrence Fishburne in there too. Awesome film, man. If you like your sci-fis with high production values and they don't take themselves too seriously, that's a great film. That's a great film.
dusk,
That's a lot of fun. And Lawrence Fishburne, who of course we know nowadays as Morpheus, he just does a great job too. He does a great job in every movie. He actually played Tina Turner's husband, Ike, in her biopic film. I'm not sure which year that was. All right, save. Good. Done. Excellent. Next line. May Talos guide you. That's actually spoken by one of the spiritual speakers in Whiterun, which I think his name is Heimske or something. May Talos guide you. So let's copy that line. Let's make a new one in there. All right. I think this dialogue is going to be the most amount of work for this project. I think triggering and filming all of these dialogue lines, that's going to be the real bitch. The rest of the project is pretty much just finding the sound effects, close-ups of things happening. The dragon battle's going to be a bitch as well. You know, if I had a big team working for me and I had a budget, I would love to do this whole dragon combat sequence in 1 or 2 takes, if you get what I mean. Where are we? Where are we? Nope, still not it. I think it would be so cool if, like, the camera was moving through space, like, chronologically to each one of these sounds in a sequence, and each one occurs in slow-mo, but it's all done in one take. I think that'd be so cool, but there's just no way I'm going to manage something like that.
Come on, take him down. Come on. Come on. Come on.
And then, if you didn't manage to catch previous streams, I've actually added an acoustic guitar to this section on top of the guitar samples from the game.
Well done.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep going with this bullshit. I managed to actually back up all the footage from the Atomos to my computer a couple of weeks ago, so that stuff is safe and sound. Okay, may Talos guide you. Good. Now we need that to be spoken by, what's his name? Heimske. H-E-I-M. There he is. I don't know why Janessa doesn't come up in this list. That's very strange. I know she's a companion. Maybe that's the reason. Get his ID. Interesting. Okay. Now we'll get the dialogue in there. This is going to be spoken by Heimske. So again, we'll get rid of the temp files. Record a dud. There's the new temp.
May Talos guide you.
It's actually the guy who does the voice for Uncle Deckard in Diablo 3. And he's been in a few other games I've heard as well. Alright. Didoism says, if you liked Event Horizon, you're going to love Sphere with Samuel L. Jackson. Now, I've seen a movie called Sphere, but it had Dustin Hoffman. It's from the 80s. I don't remember a Sphere with Samuel L. Jackson in it, or was he in that? You'll have to jog my memory there, Dido. Let's rename that to temp. Make sure it's picked it up.
May Talos guide you.
May Talos guide you. Good. And done. Right, so we're kind of almost halfway down this list already. What is this? You stand in high.
You stand in high.
Yes, indeed. That's Christopher Plummer providing the voice of Arngeir, the chief greybeard on top of High Hrothgar. All right, so now there's something interesting happening here. Did they create a lip sync file? No. For some reason I didn't. That's odd. I must have forgotten to. I must not have clicked save. Let's try this again. I almost missed that one. Didn't seem to actually process that one for some reason.
May Talos guide you.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, must not have clicked save. 12% on Rotten Tomatoes, that's no good. Ooh. Wow. I mean, I thought Event Horizon was great fun. Haley says, how long have you been working on this for in total? Well, I started the audio project file here about 4 years ago, which is not to say I've been working on it doggedly since then. It's been an on and off kind of a project, but I've been chipping away at this video now for, I'd say, about a month, maybe. Yeah, no, I thought Sphere was quite good. I thought Sphere was great. I definitely see what you mean. It's on the same kind of wavelength as Event Horizon, yes. Yes, Sphere was great. Dustin Hoffman's an excellent actor. That was great. That was great. If you guys haven't seen it, he's a psychologist that gets sent down to the bottom of the ocean to help this team figure out what this big sphere is and why it's having this effect on people. And hopefully that's enough for you to go and get it, go and watch it. It's a good film. It's really interesting. It's got that typical 80s shit going on, you know. It's a bit cheesy. Is it 80s or is it early 90s? I'm not sure. May Talos guide you. Done. Right. You stand in high. Okay. Now, this is going to be spoken by Arngeir, so let's restrict this line to that NPC. There he is. Good. Double click on this. We'll get rid of our temp files, replace that with new ones. Temp.wave.
You stand in. You stand in high.
Okay, save. Lip sync file, yes. WAV file, yes. Done and done. So now I can call that dialogue in the game on Arngeir. What were the problems we were having before? Oh, yeah, the save file. We had to remake the save file, that's right. Unfortunately, you have to rebuild your Skyrim save file every time you update your mod. It's weird. Must be a safety precaution, I guess. Yeah, I'm happy to be progressing, but it is bloody slow. Sphere is 1998 and has 12, and Event Horizon has twice as much. Oh, I see. Wow, there you go. 1998. Wow, I was way off. I was way off. Are you sure? 98? Are you sure? With Dustin Hoffman? Okay. Wow, for some reason I remember it being much older than that. The mill here. Now that's going to be spoken by Frodnar. Let's just double check here. Oh, I've got that Aventus Arentino. That's not right. That needs to be Frodnar. Okay. Good. That should be this one.
The mill here.
Uh-huh. Do that. Now let's restrict that to Frodnar. This is repetitive, laborious machine work is what this is. But oh well. Got to get through it at some point. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, so record a new one. I want to watch the Mighty Boosh again. That was good fun.
The mill here.
Mm-hmm.
The mill here.
Mm-hmm. Save. Done. Dusted. 98. That's amazing. I didn't think so. Wow. I tried watching the sixth day with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I didn't like it. It's much worse than I remember. Just as the grave.
Just as the grave.
Christopher Plummer, perhaps better known as the captain in The Sound of Music with Julie Andrews, which is actually a movie I've started remixing recently, but I'll keep that hush for now. Is that spoken once?
Just as the...
Yes. Okay, good. It wants grey to be with an A. Okay, fine. It's got a spell checker in there. That's bizarre. That's so... I guess it has an effect on the lip sync. Okay. This needs to be on gear again. Good. Okay. Let's record... What's this?
The mill.
Oh yes, that's the old one. Record a new one. Get the dud file in there. Make my own temp file to swap it in.
Just as the grave.
Uh-huh. Save. Done. Dusted. I only found your mix of Mighty Boosh the other day. I missed that program, says Haley. Yeah. I still don't feel like I've done that show any justice, really. Some movies are better kept in memories. Yeah. What's the next one here? As the Dove do. Now, Parthenax is a big old dragon, and his lip sync is kind of stodgy because he's just got this huge jaw that opens and closes. I'm not expecting this to actually work.
As the Dove do.
That's actually the voice of Mario, believe it or not. That's the fella who's been doing the voice of Mario for many, many, many years.
As the Dove do.
Yes. Also...
Come, Dovahkiin. Ah, yes.
See, so I've actually put the two samples together there, which will help me consolidate the whole filming process. All right, so we're up to As the Dove do. Now, I don't know how to spell Dove. I know how to spell Dovahkiin, which is, I think it's, where is it? I've put it here somewhere. Dovahkiin. But I don't know how to spell Dove. So I'm just spelling it Dove, and I'm hoping the engine picks that up and works with it properly. Okay, let's make this. As the Dove do. Yeah. Charles Martinet. Thanks, Anno. That's the one. The voice of Mario. I think he does Wario as well. He's got a versatile voice, that man. Bloody hell. I hope he makes really good money. Okay. Let's restrict this to Parthenax. I think it's spelled P-A-A. There he is. Oh, he's the only PA in the game. Wow. You kidding me? P-A-R. Okay. Good. I've actually found his spawn code as well. It'll be pretty awesome spawning this big dragon in. That's going to be fun. As the Dove do. Good. And we'll import the
Just
dialogue file, the actual audio file. I've got to go to gym tomorrow morning. It's 9 p.m. at the moment, and I've got to be there at 7 in the morning. So I'm going to have to get up at like 5:45 to get some grub in me belly. Christ. Right. Record the dud. Speaking of duds, wasn't the latest Tony Hawk's Pro Skater a flop, eh? That was a shame. That was an awesome series. Temp file. What's happening here? Okay, let's get that in there. The person who is the voice of Evie Fry also voices the new Void Elves in WoW. And all I ever hear is Syndicate. Yeah, that's got to be pretty jarring. Oh, well, that's cool. I guess she does a lot of voice work in games then. Syndicate was a good game. I enjoyed that. A bit repetitive after like 30 hours. But it was good.
As the dove.
It was immersive.
As the dove do.
Good, good. Right, next one. Now, this one's a bit weird. This is the chorus line.
Did they get fine? So good.
So, yeah. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Where even is that? Ah, okay, so that's spoken by Hod. Aha. Not Alvor. Okay, well, I've thought about this already, so I'm going to take my own word for it. Number 17, apparently. Yes. Okay. So I've got 3 lines there. You can only have 150 characters per line in Skyrim, which is interesting. It's kind of like a tweet. Okay. Yeah, Haley's got a necklace for Syndicate. I saw that. Yeah, this just isn't a very interesting stream. Things will get better. Things will get better. Things will get better when we start actually filming, but the first job is to process all this dialogue into the game first. What is this? This is Hod. Right, that's the first time we'll have him in the video. Okay. Let's get this dialogue in here. Oh my goodness. Oh, I get the worst heartburn, honestly. Oh, let me get some water. Ugh. Oh, my goodness me. Okay. Right. That should be a dud. Yes. All right, temp. We have to do the boring stuff before we can do the fun stuff, I'm afraid.
Did they get fine?
That's just the way it works. It'll be interesting to see how this lip syncs in the game. Save. Good. Yeah, that's going to be bizarre. Those old. That's spoken twice.
Those old.
I've just looped that so that I can get them to say it twice, which gives me a bit more opportunity to film it properly. This is spoken by Hod as well. Okay, good, which is the father of the kid that we might follow on his journey to becoming a dragon slayer. Okay. This is Hod once again. I keep eating it. What do you keep eating? I'm doing some more work on a pick I'm doing. Oh, cool. That's a faily. That's what that is. You're full of failies, Haley. Haley fucking faily. Okay.
Did they get...
I think once I get through this painstaking list, I'm going to start filming them before I do any more. And I need to keep telling myself, keep it simple, get it done. Keep it simple, get it done. Oh, you keep eating your necklace. Why do you do that? You need something to suck on. I'll leave that one open for the boys. Okay. Record. Alright. I might do like a time lapse of all of this one day. Just make it like a 10-minute time lapse video of all the work I've done on this project, because I am recording these streams. Frog voice, good to have you again. Dawn is scratching his man beard, his man rag. I mean, women can have beards too, right? We have to be diverse. We have to honor people's personal identities. If women want to have beards, well, they can have beards.
Those old...
Okay.
Those old...
Good. Save. Done. Make sure it's restricted to the character HOD. And done. Then we've got...
If we can... If...
Okay, so that's spoken twice. I think that's going to be HOD as well. Yep. All right. I think this is HOD. Yes. HOD's got these huge, like, monkey handlebar moustache. It's pretty bitching. Would be amazing to live in Riverwood for real. Imagine how much simpler life would be. Ah, speaking of simple life, actually, I'll tell you, there's a retreat in the Blue Mountains in East Australia, and they teach you how to do what's called Vipassana meditation. So picture this, you've got a big hall, there's about 100 people, each of them sitting on a cushion, and for 10 days, between 4 a.m. and 9 p.m., these people don't speak, they don't think, they just sit there and meditate between the hours of 4 a.m. and 9 p.m. And they get free meals, they get vegetarian free meals, the whole course is free, and you only get to speak at the end of the 10th day. Well, on the 10th day. And so the idea of Vipassana meditation is to learn how to separate yourself from your emotions and your reactions, and to realize that what you react to in life is not actually people, it's not actually sounds, it's not music, it's your perception of those things that you actually react to. It's your interpretation of this song, which is what you actually react to. It's not the song itself, right? It's how you've come to interpret that through your experiences. And so through that, you begin to learn how to kind of compartmentalize your reactions. And you begin to realize, apparently, that you actually have control over the way that you react. And you realize you're actually causing yourself a lot of pain and a lot of stress. It's not actually the world, it's actually you. It's your perceptions, it's your interpretations of things. And so Vipassana, you know, you meditate and you meditate on that, and you learn how to separate yourself, your awareness, your consciousness from your reactions. And yeah, it's fascinating. I've thought about doing it myself, but I don't know if I could meditate between 4 a.m. and 9 p.m. for 10 days every day. That just sounds brutal. Yes, we did actually stream the Boy and Bear project, didn't we? Actually, it was just as well, because someone watching linked me to the HD version of that film. If it weren't for that, I would have just used the crappy DVD. Ah. So there we go. Meditatus. I should make a track called Meditatus. Or Cuningulus. That'd be a good one. Okay, now do I have this line here? I don't think I do. No.
Those are
Alright, so let's swap these out. Oh, geez. Hang on. Let's just make sure we've got a dud here first. Uh-huh. Alright. If we can.
If we can.
Yep. Save. Done. Make sure that is actually Hod's voice. Boy, I can't wait to get through this phase. Ah. Oh. My goodness. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, so we got some thoughts on the meditation stuff from people here. Cessedric says, usually meditation isn't about not thinking, but about observing your thoughts as something other than you. Like sitting in the beach and observing the way the waves splash against you. It's pretty neat. Definitely don't meditate for that long without practice. Yeah, I think I might do myself an aneurysm. The poo track took 6 hours to get that video made. Wow, there you go. Cool. 6 straight hours, I imagine. Telephone says, I think a friend of mine did that while in Australia. He was a bragging little bitch afterwards. Yeah, well, it's a bit of an achievement, isn't it? Couldn't speak of anything else than meditating and mindfulness and how different the world seemed to be for him. 5 days or little less should be better. Yeah, well, Vipassana has been taught for 2,500 years. And the general finding has been that you need at least 10 days before you can truly understand it. And that is a long time. That's a lot of time to sit in a hall doing nothing. That's just, wow. Man, oh man, oh man. Man, oh man. I don't know. I've thought about giving it a go, but it's one of those things like, you don't want to give it a go. You want to commit to it. You want to get it done. Otherwise, you shortchange yourself. So I should be able to go back through these things, and I should be able to actually...
If we can.
that's definitely not the line.
If we can.
Oh, I see. It's previewing the temp file. It's not previewing... I mean, It should actually...
Did they get fined so good?
Ah, there it is, yeah.
Did they get fined so good?
Okay, so that has actually stored.
So good.
That has actually stored properly. I'm just making sure, otherwise I'm pissing into the wind here.
Those old.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, so is this one... Is this one good?
If we can.
Yes, good. Okay. Let us taste of your voice.
Show us, Dragonborn. Let us taste of your voice.
All right. So, where have I used that? Oh, that's right before the emergence from Riverwood section.
Let us taste of your voice.
Oh, things will get better. Oh, millwork sure is boring. Okay, things will get better for me.
Okay. Goody. So, let's make a new one here. Let us taste of your voice. So this response text, the reason I'm typing that in there is not just for reference, but actually because the game uses that text to help create the lip sync data. All right. Oh, actually, this is not the line. This is actually...
Show us, Dragonborn.
Yes, this is actually... show us Dragonborn, assuming Dragonborn is one word. Ha! That's funny. The creation kit thing says it's not. Okay, well, let's just make it 2 words then. No worries. Show us, Dragonborn. Let us taste of your voice. Okay. Good, good. We need to restrict this to Arngeir before we go creating WAVs for all the bloody characters in the game. That's going to break it. It's not a good idea. Hey, Val. How's it going, buddy? I am Shaijun. I'm showing people how... yeah, I was playing Diablo 3 today. I'm up to level 40 on my Crusader now. I went from like 20 to 40 in a day. So much fun. Oh, actually, it was someone in a previous stream who suggested the Crusader class to me. And yeah, look, when you get to level 30, I had two spells. No, I had two pieces of equipment that both doubled my Blessed Hammer ability. So you pop a Blessed Hammer and you realize, shit, I'm going to have to increase the difficulty by like 3 tiers because you just nuke everything on screen. It's pretty awesome. That's such an awesomely fun game. I'm not paying attention here. Oh, unable to open. That's because it doesn't exist. Okay, so let's put this...
Show us, Dragon.
Let's put this in here. Might be a good idea first. Record a dud file so that it generates temp.wave, which is blank. Then we put our own temp.wave in there.
Show us.
There it is.
Show us, Dragonborn.
Good. Save.
Let us taste of your voice.
And then it goes and records lip sync data for that. And we've restricted that to the Arngeir NPC. Haley says, I did love Diablo, but I ended up back at WoW as always. Yeah, I think they're both addictive in similar ways. They're both number games, really, when you think about it, once you get into the high levels anyway. Yeah, you can... Oh, yeah. Man. You can lose... You can lose weeks, months of your time to a game like that. It's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome because it means you're not getting any work done. Okay, get better. So that's...
Things will get better. Things will get better.
So I've done that twice. I've looped that twice.
Things will get better for me.
Okay, so I'm actually going to create... what am I going to do here? I've only created one. Well, let's do things will get better for me.
Things will get better for me.
Because... should I? No, we should stick to the script. Things will get better.
Things will get better. Things...
And I've looped it, so we'll just copy that, make it say twice. Good. This is going to be Frodnar's voice, I think. Yes. So we'll restrict this to Frodnar, who's the first kid you meet in Riverwood. You're new around here, so I'll go easy on you. Okay. Now, let's get that audio file in there. What's the time? 9:15. I should be all right. Whoops. Oh, yes, I have gone back to Diablo 3, buddy. Oh, it only takes like an hour before that game gets you by the short horns. Oh, boy. Dorna says to Haley, it's impossible to escape. Wow. Yes, yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, at some point I'm going to have to go back and create the full line for this. Oh, man, I really want to start shooting this footage.
Things will get better.
Uh-huh. All right, save. Good, done. Now we've got Parthenax.
Come, Dovahkiin. Ah, yes.
Okay. Am I going to do this line as well?
Things will get better for me.
Have I got it in my... Yes, I do. I probably should. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's get it over with. I will actually need to make another topic here. No, that's not going to work. Yeah, we'll leave it for next time. Okay, so come Dovakin. Now, I don't know how to type this. A-A-A-H. Yes. I might just do like that. Quadruple A. It's probably going to say, oh, well, Dovakin's not a word, in which indeed it isn't. So, let's just type like D-O-V-A-K-E-E-N. Hopefully that does it. Dover. No, forget it. It's fine. Forget it. Okay, that's spoken by Parthenax, so let's restrict that. I did try Crusader, yeah. I'm rocking the Crusader at the moment. Oh, man. His AoE damage is crazy. You get that, you just get a few blessed hammers spinning around and you just nuke everything on your screen. It's actually pretty fucking overpowered. Okay. Right, let's pull this file in here. Record a dud. Get the new one in there. Preview, make sure it's got it.
Come, Dovahkiin. Ah, yes.
Try out the Condemn build with Akans. Oh, is that like an armor set or something? Is it the Akans thing? Yeah, right. Condemn, yeah. I'm a big fan of the Blessed Hammer at the moment. For me, it just works. It just annihilates the shit out of everything. And then I use Provoke to build my Wrath back up. Save. Good. Done. Millwork sure is boring.
Millwork sure is boring.
I'd love to try some millwork. I'd love to go live in a place like Riverwood. Oh, man, that would be so nice. That'd be amazing. Millwork sure is boring. All right. Let's get rid of these temp files, none of the others anymore. Restrict this to, I think this is Frodnar, because he's, yes, this is Hod's son, who's the mill worker in Riverwood. Okay. Akans is one of the sets. It is all about Akarat's champion with 100% uptime. Ooh. Then you just run around suctioning everything to you and blowing them. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait till I cap my level on that guy. Okay, so I'll give that a go. Yeah, thanks for that, man. The Condemn build. The Condemn build. Must make a mental note. Then we'll have to do a Diablo 3 remix at some point. The problem with that is you can't really change the camera. Everything's just bird's eye. Wouldn't make for much of a video edit. You wouldn't be able to tell like where the sounds and the voices are coming from. Okay. Temp.wave. Save. Good. Let's just make sure that's actually in there and I've chosen the right sound.
Millwork sure is boring.
Good. Now, I've actually... If I go through this chorus here... this thing here...
Talk to me, millwork, okay. Talk to me, father was up. Talk to me, okay. Things will get better for me.
I've actually done that as one sample for the game to create a lip sync off. So hopefully Frodnar will be able to lip that line in its entirety and I won't have to go chopping video together. Haley says, what do you eat before your gym sessions? I have like 2 scoops of fast release protein and 2 bananas about 45 minutes before gym time. Yeah, because I just, you know, I don't want to get up like 2 hours before, because I'm getting up at like 4 in the morning, which is crazy. Yeah, Diablo 3 would make a cool track. The sound design in that game is amazing. Okay, so what we have to do here is import this chorus line.
Talk to me. Millwork. Okay. Talk to me. Father was. Oh, talk to me.
Okay, so let's go into the notepad here. Oh, this is long. Oh, this is long. Oh, 101 characters. My goodness. Okay, well, 149 is our limit, so we're okay. We're good. I think that's Frontnar. Yes. Man, there's going to be some good games coming out this year, guys. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for that Red Dead 2. I'm sure IGN's already, like, in talks to give it a 10 out of 10. Because, you know, all those companies just... It's all the money that goes under the table. Yeah, we'll give it a 10 out of 10. We'll give Uncharted 4 a 10 out of 10. It's not. It's like a 7, if we're being honest with ourselves. Right, let's import this very long dialogue line. Record. Okay. This is actually Talk to Me chorus. So, oh, I see. So what is this called then? Talk to me. It should be Talk to Me chorus. Anyway. Okay. Talk. Oops, no. Temp, not wave. Save. Done and dusted. I wonder if there is a free cam tool for D3. Yeah, there probably is, man, but they've probably modeled and textured everything to be seen at a distance. I'm sure if you tried to get a close-up of your character, it just... Oh, man, it probably wouldn't look too great. I'll be damned if the mouths even move. That's the majority, where the majority of marketing budget goes. It could be. Could be. Yeah, I don't know. They thought No Man's Sky was good. IGN gave No Man's Sky a 7. Okay? Just let that sink in for a second. Just let that sink. Right? You don't take them seriously, guys. That's all money under the table. You go and you watch my man Mac on YouTube. You watch Worth a Buy. He'll give you the skinny. He'll tell you what's what. He'll tell you if it's really worth your money. He's brutally, brutally honest. Okay, then we need to do one for Just Talk to Me.
Talk to me.
Which is actually a bit longer. Oh, God, this is mind-numbing. This is absolutely bloody mind-numbing. D3 is an online NLY. What's that mean? So you might actually get banned for using such tools. Oh, yes. Yes, you're right. Yeah, could be. You'd have to make like an offline client and use that on a separate account. Oh, God. I think 10 p.m. I'm going to call it. We've been streaming now for an hour and 20 minutes so far. It's been good fun. I've made some progress. I've managed to get, I'd say, the bulk of the lines I actually need for my track back into the game for me to trigger them. Isn't WoW the same? Yeah. Yeah, well, WoW's obviously online. I think, though, well, with the new character models, like, you could easily make a great video of that. Easily. I'm sure there's got to be some camera mods or something you can get. Or some camera scripts. That would be cool. There's actually a camera script mod for Skyrim, which lets you create points, and then it will animate the camera between those points, but I haven't tried it yet. I figure I'll just use my controller to get those smooth movements. Okay, let's get this in here. All right, let's make that temp. That should be
Talk to me.
good. Save. Get is ID actor Frodnar. Good. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so that's again Frodnar. I think it's being spoken thrice. Now I wonder if the spell checker will say okay as a word. Yes, it is. Good. I was actually going to use Aventus Aretino for the kid instead of Frodnar, but it's not consistent for people who are familiar with Skyrim lore. All right. Whew, boy, tell you what, guys. This video better pay off. Man, oh man. I'm beating myself to a pulp here. I haven't even started shooting the damn... Well, not really. Not really. Okay, good.
Father.
All right. Oh, thanks, Dawna. Dawna likes the track. Thanks, man. That's great to hear. That's good news. Yeah, I've worked on it quite a lot, actually, over the past couple of weeks, just making it sound better. Actually, what I'll do is I'll show you guys the old version compared to the new version. It's pretty interesting. So there's the remaster. And then if we go down to the old one, there's the old one. So there's the new one. There's the old one. New one, old one. So all of this is very, very quiet. And it's very peaky. Everything's very peaky. All these peaks are keeping the bulk of the volume down quite far. And then here's the new one. I've kind of taken care of the levels a bit more.
Keep a song in your heart.
All right, and then here's the old one.
Keep a song in your heart. Keep a song in your heart.
I'm dusk and
Metal guide you.
day out of
Now, where is the next section?
As the dove do.
Oh, I haven't exported the new version yet. Well, I can show you here, sort of. Where are we? Yeah, so...
Mill here.
Just as the great
As the dove do.
Find a good time for you to. Good time to go so. Find a freaking time for you to.
You probably do have crackling because I'm running 2 ACO programs at the same time and it doesn't like that.
Did they get fine so good time for you to. Did they get fine oh so. Did they get fine a freaking time for you to. Find a good time for you to. Good
See.
time to go so.
It's just so much thinner, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'll close that because that crackling's probably not very nice to listen to. When you run 2 programs through the same ACO driver, you run into some weird problems. Anyway, back to the monotony. The picture I've been working on is complete, says Haley. Oh, good. Cool. Yeah, I'm interested to see what that is. I've got no idea what Haley's working on there. That's weird. That's fucking weird. Father was a hero. Was he now? All fathers are heroes in a way. Except, of course, for Heihachi. He was a bastard. What's this?
Okay.
That's old. Yep, we'll get rid of this one. that temp. Oh, it's just losing meaning. I'm not even paying attention anymore. Yeah. Right, save that. Good, good. Almost there, almost there. We've got a few more to go. Careful.
Careful, careful, careful.
I've just got a 3 loop so that I've got more time to film it. Careful, careful, careful. Now, who is speaking? I think this is Hod, who's the kid's father. Okay. So, there we go. Number 29. Yep. Make sure it's only being applied to the Hod NPC. Okay. Oh, God. Yeah.
Careful.
Good, done. Now, this guy.
Draugr. Damn it.
That's the... I'm pretty sure that guy did a voice in Spirited Away. Now, I don't know if Draugr is going to count as a word here. It should. Like, they should have added it to the spell checker, because Draugr is, you know, that's a Skyrim word. Oh, interesting. They have actually got it in the dictionary. Cool. But they haven't got Dovahkiin in there. Weird. He actually says it twice. Okay. Now, this is spoken by... Now, I actually don't have... I haven't selected an NPC to speak this line yet. Yeah. Shit. Okay, we might have to come back to that at some point. I kind of want it to be like a male dark elf. I think that voice would go well with that kind of image. So, seeing as I don't have a unique NPC, I'll just go get is male, yes. Get is race. We'll do dark elf race. And then I just need to make a note in my notes here. Male dark elf. And I need to do the same thing with Janessa because I couldn't find her ID for some reason. So we'll go... I set it instead to female dark elf. Alright, so it just helps to optimize this mod instead of giving this line to every character in the game. Should be a disaster. Cesadrex says Draugr is an Old Norse word for the corpse of the discontented dead. I didn't know that. That's amazing. That's probably why it is in the dictionary, but Dovahkiin isn't. Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yes. Oh, well, thanks for that. That's fascinating. Huh. It's a shame that the Draugr in Skyrim don't move their lips. Yeah. That's gonna suck. Because I do have Draugr things here. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to approach that. I'd love a Draugr to actually visually say that. That would be awesome, but they don't to my memory. I'm pretty sure they just don't even move their jaws at all. Kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. Okay, so there's all the characters who are male and dark elf who are going to have this line made available to them. Record a dud file.
Draugr. Damn it.
Get that in there. I definitely picture this guy crouching, sneaking in a cave. That's a dark environment. That's that section. That's going to be awesome. Temp.wave. Done. Now we have our vocal chorus of the Hagraven's voice.
Come, Mr. Who done it with the dog?
And I've actually tried to write what the Hagraven is saying here. Where are we? Where are we? Here. So, hopefully that's enough for the lip sync thing to actually work with. I guess time will tell. We'll find out when we trigger that line on Melka when we get into the game. So, okay. Oops. Ignore all, because those are definitely not words. Okay, so we want Melka, who's the Hagraven, to be the only character able to speak this line. So, I'm not sure if Melka is actually in here. I hope she is. Is it Melka? Yes, it is. So why is she not coming up in the object ID list? Might just have to make it Hagraven's then. Shit. Yeah, she's not in there. Huh. Use pack data. No, we don't want that. Oh, maybe we do. Maybe we do. Maybe that's why it's not. No, it's got nothing to do with it. Okay. Well, instead of doing an ID on Melka, let's just say get is race. There should be a Hagraven thing. Yep, Hagraven race. Yeah, that should be enough. And wow, there's only 2 unique Hagraven NPCs in the whole game. You got to be joking. Oh, I see what's happening here. Right. So the game doesn't refer to Melka as Melka. It refers to her either as female old grumpy or CR Hagraven voice. So that explains it. I see. Interesting how they've made this. Okay, well, let's do this again. It's going to be really cool to see if the Hagraven will actually speak that whole vocal sequence that I've cut together. That will be really cool if she does, because then I can just have her walking through this cave. That'll be awesome. That would be cool.
Come,
Make sure that works.
Mr. Who done it with the dog?
Would that mean the other voice you might want might be under a different name? Yeah, you could be right. Yeah, because I couldn't find Janassa, which was really bizarre, but there probably is a voice ID called, like, Dark Elf Companion or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it could be the case, but it's okay. It's not a game changer. Game breaker, rather. And we've got a variation of that line here.
Just go ahead, done with the dog.
So that's all over here somewhere. There's all sorts of Draugr voices in there. I really want to try and get the Draugrs actually speaking. Yeah, I think it's referenced differently. Janassa's voice, yeah, it must be. It must be. Okay, so this is the variation. Where are we here? Whoops. Let's copy that. Get that in there. Ignore all the spell check errors, even though... Okay, well, there were no spell check errors, I guess, because EE must be a word, and so is just, go, pet, done, with, a, and dark. There you go. So it should have no problem generating that lip sync at all. That should work fine. Get is... What did we do? Race. Hagraven race. Yeah, that's all we need, really. And then it just generates for 2 characters. Wow, you're kidding me. Huh. Well, there you go. Or 2 voice types, I guess, is probably what those... Yeah, voice type. That's not a character. Go figure. Okay. Alright, so now let's pull this one in. Let's preview that.
Just go ahead, done with the dot.
Make sure that's there. Okay, save, done, dusted. And then the last one I've got is we can show you the way, but not your destination. Oh, that's 28. Oh, I've named that differently. Yeah. Let's actually make a new one here, because I want to keep this naming convention consistent. Oh, I can't. It's already taken. Shit. Okay, well, we'll just have to... Actually, let's do like we can show you the way. There we go. Let's make sure I add that to my notepad so that I can reference this. 28. It's now called that. Oh, they both got bloody 10. Why is... Oh, there isn't a 0 there. That's a pain. There. I'm going to put all of these lines into an Evernote on my laptop next to me here so that I can do 2 things. I can A, spawn the NPC I need, like Hod or Frodnar, using their reference and base IDs, and then I can go down... I should actually have an Excel spreadsheet or something so I can filter by character type. And I can go and record the lines for that character all in one go. I should probably put together a little work schedule like that. Frog Voice says, I wish this was streamed in a bit lower quality for me because I got no signal at work. Ah, that's a bummer. Can't you select... Twitch should let you choose a quality on the stream thing. Maybe it's only once the stream's finished. I should think about that next time. Okay, so what are we doing here? 28. It should be 028. This guy. Okay, so that's actually on gear. Oh, I see what needs to... Ah, yeah. So this is a glitch with the creation kit. When you add a new dialogue ID, you can't add any lines to it until you exit and reopen the creation kit, which is kind of a pain. So I think I'm going to leave that for next time. We'll just move straight on. Actually, that's all of them. That's all of them that I'm going to do for today. Awesome. So there we go. We should be able to go into these things and confirm that these lines are within there.
Listen well, friend. This next song goes out to the Dragonborn.
Good.
May Talos guide you.
Good. So these should all work once we get into the game.
Come, Dovahkiin. Ah, yes.
Okay. So, that's Parthenax. Pogo 022, come yes. Okay, so what I'm going to test is I'm going to save this mod now. Let's get out of this creation kit. I'm done with that for now. And let's go to Parthenax in the game and see if we can actually trigger that line. Yeah, this will be interesting to see. Let's close FL and see if Parthenax will say that line for us or not. Let me just write down here what the reference is. If I can't get Parthenax, if I can't find him, I'm gonna have to spawn him. So let's just write that down. Reference is 0003 C57D, and the base ID is 0003. Wow, it's almost the same. Interesting. I guess it's because he's like a very unique character. Okay, and then we're just going to try referencing, what was it? Pogo 22. Rather, Pogo 022. Okay. So that should be all the information we need. Let's go try this out. Let's go see if this works. And then I think I'm going to call it a day, guys, because we've been streaming now for an hour and 45 minutes. It's been a pretty laborious, pretty boring stream. I think in the next stream I hope to start actually filming these lines now that I've rolled back to Skyrim Vanilla. And I've gone and tweaked the ENB settings again. You can see here we're running ENB series 0.319. Just need to remember to save and reload because we've adjusted the mod. It's a lot of bullshit, you know? There's a lot of bullshit you gotta do. Oh, jeez, that McDonald's goes down good, baby. Oh, that McDonald's goes down good. Mmm. See, I think this ambient light's too high. You know, I just think it's a bit too strong. Can I change this at all? Skylighting. Yeah, it's a little better, I suppose. Ambient level day 0.6. Oh, there we go. See, that's just instantaneously like so much more believable. You know, like that's too high. That just looks like it's been photoshopped or something. That there looks a bit more like how I would expect. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Shit. Yeah, that looks a bit more like how I would expect it to be. Okay, that's all looking quite nice. It's looking tasty. Alright, now, yeah, so what was I going to do? I was going to go test Parthenax's line. Save, new save. Oh, actually, I need to save my ENB settings now that I've modified that skylighting. Alright. The other problem I might run into is frame rate. Because if you look in some directions... oh god. Oh, we're doing 70 FPS now. Really? Interesting. I was doing like 40 the other day. Then again, I was running in a window. Huh. Maybe that's why it was running like shit. But we do have some tearing issues here for sure. I'll need to fix that up. Because I'm actually going to end up capturing that, which is not good. Anyway, let's just take a look at this without any graphics mods on. If it will let me. Oh, I see what's happening. Right. 60. So let's disable the graphics. There's old Skyrim. God, that's ugly, eh? Christ. That's just no good. There it is with it activated. I could probably tweak things a bit further. But yeah, I think the idea is just to make it look better. Look at that. That's grim. That's just grim. That just looks so much more realistic now. It looks like how I would expect the light to fall over that building. Okay, so let's get over to Parthenax. Assuming I've actually done that. Again, I'm just got to make sure I save and load. Because we have adjusted our mod. We've added lines. Now, Parthenax. Oh boy, I'm not sure if I've done this yet. Shit, I might not have, you know. Yeah, I might have to spawn the guy. Oh no, throw to the world. Yeah, that's where he is. That's helpful, because I don't have to go spawning him. There he is. Yeah, this looks cool. This looks really cool. This looks really moody. This looks really nice.
Dremyolok, greetings.
I don't want to talk to you. I just want to get you to... Why is there smoke in everywhere? Can't freaking see you. Save 600. Oh yeah, probably. Is that right? Yeah, 684 streams. I think these are from past times when I've been doing mods. So, there's Parthenax. Let's see if this works. Where's my thingy? Say, space. This is going to be interesting. Get ID. No. Get ID equal... Get is ID equals 0. What, so that's not Parthenax? I mean, it is. Damn, man, there's just smoke everywhere. That's him, alright.
Speak. I will listen.
Right, so... P0G0... I mean POGO 022...
Speak. I will listen.
Interesting, eh? Am I just clicking on the wrong thing? Get is ID equals 0. Right. So what that tells me is the ID condition that we've created is not returning valid, which is kind of a pain in the arse. Because that's Parthenax. I'm going to have to go and look at that. But this is looking really nice, though. I haven't even really done anything to this yet. Let's change the game time. Set game hour to 12. Yeah, looks okay. Set game hour to 10. Oh, let's get the weather nice. I actually think it looks nicer up here with clouds. This looks like we're about to go skiing or something. So I need to get some cloud codes. Okay, so Parthenax is not triggering. Yeah, what can I say about that? I guess we'll have to figure that out next time. Damn, man, there's like so much smoke and shit. And that just looks... That doesn't look great, does it? That's just like Photoshop gradient. We'll try not to film that. But, when we do want to film Parthenax, we can sort of come in here, pull in some FOV a bit. We can get some depth of field going, because that always makes things look a lot nicer. There he is. But you can see why I want to get these characters talking, because once I've gone to the effort of getting this really nice looking shot, I want him to actually move his mouth for that line. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we? Let's try 15. There. And get rid of the interface, and if I was able to get him to speak the line I want, I'd actually be able to roll on that right now. It's a lot of friggin' fog, though. Fuck me. It's a lot of fog. Wow, it's just really getting up in my grill. But that looks pretty cool. I don't mind that so much. Might even go in a bit further. Just really frame it. The problem with this video is that so many shots are going to be whizzing past your eyes very quickly. And you want to be able to see things kind of as they happen. You want your eye to know exactly where to be. So, you know, if you take off depth of field, it's like, whoa, your eye goes all over the place, goes everywhere. And that's partly because I haven't framed the shot very well yet. But it's also because there wasn't any depth of field. Depth of field kind of helps us to really show your eye where to go in the shot. But anyway, I think it's looking pretty promising. I just need to figure out why Parthenax won't speak the lines that I give him. Oh well. That's another thing to be figured out. Anyway, folks, I'm going to call it a day. I've got to go to gym tomorrow. It's 10 p.m. here in Perth. Big thanks to everyone who has been listening to my music lately, actually. Big thanks to everyone who's been on Spotify and iTunes as well. People who buy my albums, you have my eternal, eternal gratitude. It's been a lot of fun, and I really hope to get this project finished soon. Boy. Anyway, guys, this is actually an animated wallpaper, by the way. You can get that on Steam. There's literally thousands of different wallpapers you can choose from, and they're really, really awesome. So thanks very much, guys. Thanks to I Am Shyjon, thanks to Haley, thanks to Ditoism, Dorna, Frog Voice, Cessidrix. Yeah, it was awesome talking with you guys. And I hope to see you guys again on a stream in the near future where I'll be ironing out some more of these kinks, and hopefully I'll start actually filming the footage for my video too. Thanks, guys. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are, and I'll see you guys next time.